We got to talk about something. This is very serious. This is a very serious issue. By the time you're 27, 28, you are supposed to have your, like, vision of the world and how you want to affect it. Like, that is supposed to be mostly realized by that age. That's the age at which you're supposed to, your training is done, your skill building is done, you're supposed to be taking your hammer and striking the face of reality until it looks more like what you want it to look like. That's like when you in the RPG, when you're no longer attacking slimes and kobolds and gremlins, and you're actually going into the dwarven palace now, and you got to go get your armor and your weapons that are like good, like mid-game. By age 27, 28, you need to have your level 1 ultimate, and you need to be going into battles and casting your ultimate, supporting your buddies who also should have their ultimate. Alright? 28, age 28, or as I call it, level 28, is when you're supposed to have enough money for, well, you don't quite have the AWP yet. You don't quite have the AWP. You should have fucking an M4. By age 27, age 28, you should not be a dabbler. Look up G.I. Joe Fensler films. There's one where a guy he pulls his car over and gives this kid advice. He says, look up Fensler films, G.I. Joe. Look that up on YouTube right now and then come back to me. Or get back to me on this one. I'll talk to you about this later. Alright, it's later now. You already watched that G.I. Joe Fensler films. There's one where the guy pulls up to this kid at the side of the road and he goes, and he's giving him advice. He tells him to go to, when he goes to the arcade, don't play a bunch of games messing around. You pick one game that you're good at. One. And you get good at it. This is something you need more than really anything else. Listen, if you've got a serious porn problem, if you're taking Xanax, if you're an alcoholic, if you're one of these, if you're a hype beast and you're always picking up drops, the latest drops from fashion, I don't care, whatever. If you've got some fucking issues, whatever, alright, you'll work that out. That's something you'll get over, you'll be fine. But if you are not competent at something, if you're not, like, really competent at something, if you're not really good at something, if there's nothing that you can't point to and say, I'm fucking good at that, and it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you, like, honestly, if you work at a cell phone store and you know about cell phones and you know about the plans, like, dude, good for you, man. If you are like, if you've started a car detailing business, if you are good at, like, landscaping, like, whatever the fuck it is, good for you, man. Good job. But if you are 28 and you're fucking around and you're just, like, testing the waters with, you're still fucking like, oh, you know, I think today I'll make perler beads. I'll make a Link tribute, Legend of Zelda tribute poster. I'll just do this. I'll just do this. Like, that's the age where you need to really light a fire under your ass, because the clock is ticking, and pretty soon you're going to be worthless. Pretty soon it's going to be too late. You got to develop some kind of competency, some kind of skill, something that makes you valuable, and something that you can have pride in. Like, you can legitimately have pride in a trade, like, obviously, much more so than somebody who's, like, just fucking around in Fruity Loops and, like, wasting time in Photoshop. Like, I made a cool illustration today. Like, that's nothing, man. You did nothing. I think that's probably, that might be the most important thing, man. Like, above all else, above being a repairman and fixing all the problems in your life, which, you know, everybody has problems. Everybody could be a better version of themselves, like Elliot Hulse says. Everybody has things they can work on, but unless you are developing some kind of competency, unless you're developing a skill, it's everything else just is kind of a waste of time. If you're not totally fucked up and totally lost, and you're just like a regular dude, then you gotta develop a skill, and you gotta get really good at it. The most important thing is to get good at something. So I think it's plenty important to have well thought out political stances on things. I think it's plenty important to know about divorce rape, to know about the realities of biology, to know about what a bitch will do to you once she gets her claws in. I think it's well important to have fun playing video games, to have an active imagination, to have all kinds of hobbies and fun things and good little thoughts and things like that. It is my opinion that none of that shit matters if you are unskilled, if you do not have something that you are good at. Get good at whatever it is. Welding, plumbing, car sales, doesn't matter. Develop some type of skill. Develop something that is a benefit to other people, that gives you self-confidence, that makes you a worthwhile person. It's pathetic to see somebody who has no skills, and if it's a woman, they get a pass. But if you really think about it, it's even more pathetic to skate by life, just not knowing how to do anything. In young men, because boys and young men they tend to expect things to be taken care of for them. They don't have skills. They don't have the ability to take care of themselves or other people. And so there's like that transition going from boyhood and adolescence to adulthood, and having your role in the world totally change is very difficult for a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of people get caught up in like collecting Funko Pop dolls and playing games and doing very regressive type shit, is because they really want to hold on to that lack of responsibility. They want to hold on to that until they're 45 fucking years old. That's my main point, is you have to step out of that comfort zone. You can't be content with that life of ease, because it just is it's a dead end road. It leads to you becoming a worthless person, like, really. Oh yeah, we were just looking at people's Steam profiles and seeing how much time people we know had logged in games. 500 hours in Left 4 Dead. This one dude we looked up had about 5,000 hours buried across various games. Think about that, 5,000 hours, right? I mean, that's time you could use to really make some serious progress towards really whatever you want. And it's really a fucking tragedy to burn that kind of time on something that's not going to pay you back. This is a core component of what it means to be a man, is having aptitude, having the ability to do something, to make a mark on the world, to make money, to protect the people around you, to build something. This is not optional for being a man. If you miss this, you are not fully male. I'm sorry to tell you this. If you make it to age 40 and you've somehow missed this, you should wear panties. You have to find something that you can develop into a thing. You know what I mean. I use the word thing. You know what I mean by thing. If you can say with confidence, yeah, I'm a fucking good heating system installer. That's miles and leagues better than somebody who's got a level 90 steed in Warcraft. Here's what happens. People are, like, at no point in your development as a young person are you told this. Really, like, it's never hammered into your head. I'm sure at some point you might have had a teacher who was like, hey, you kids better wisen up, get good at something. You better learn how to do something. You're pathetic. Pull your pants up. Maybe you had one teacher like that, but this is not something that's hammered into people's heads in the way that it should be. So a lot of people go through K through 12, through high school, and then even through college, and college is the most pathetic fucking part of it all, because there's this grand charade like it's somehow going to turn you into a productive, generative, skilled, talented person, and it does the exact opposite. It just drills total nonsense gibberish into your brain. At no point in this entire cycle is there ever like a point where you'd be like, maybe I should just get good at something regular and like do something. So that's if you're looking around your life and it's medium fucked up. Okay? Everything's medium fucked up. Then you should learn a skill. If you look around your life and everything's really fucked up, you might have to start not even with learning a skill. You might have to start with losing weight, getting off drugs, weightlifting, one of those things. My opinion is that you cannot go wrong getting good at weightlifting, okay? And you can't fix all the things that are wrong in your life at once. You're not going to be going to the gym every day and at the same time cutting down on calories and then also getting off drugs and alcohol. Like, you're not that good, all right? You got fucked up in the first place. How do you think you can do all that at the same time? Get good at weightlifting if you're really fucked up. And then weightlifting, what weightlifting does is it is a skill. It's building a skill, and that will like teach you how to learn something. That'll like going through that procedure of getting decent at lifting weights and like learning how to do it and knowing what not to do and everything. That's like training wheels for like figuring out how to do something that has monetary value. That's it. That's my tip of the day. That's what I believe is the most important thing. If you're fucked up, if your life's in shambles, if you're really not enjoying your time on planet Earth, you should probably learn how to do something.